is Mercury Retrograde season, unfortunately. You might see more miscommunication, inconveniences, people coming back. You better be worried.
Good.
Hey everyone, welcome to another podcast episode of Just One Bite. I'm one of your hosts, Nina at Psychofood.
And I'm Tiff at Take One for the Road.
And it is Mercury Retrograde season, unfortunately. So for all the astrology girlies and, everyone out there who is into astrology, like us, but if you're not, you better be worried. Because Mercury Retrograde is like a time that comes kind of frequently like through the year, but usually for those who don't know, it's just where a lot of mishaps happen, and it's kind of a season where like you might see more miscommunication, inconveniences, people coming back, or like just things just not working out in your favor. And a lot of times people get really stressed around this time, and sometimes it might last like a couple weeks, sometimes it might be like months, but usually this time is kind of served as like a reflection. But nonetheless, you should just definitely be careful about anything that happens, but it's just kind of a time to reflect and just really adapt. So we're kind of coming into that season already, and sometimes even if they say Mercury retrograde starts on this date, sometimes it'll come like sooner than that, or you'll start seeing like the mishaps. And I feel like Tiff over here, even before we started like the podcast, he was just telling me all like the stuff that's been kind of inconveniencing her like the past like couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been a few weeks, and it's just like non-stop. Like, as you can tell, I'm exhausted. I literally just had an inspector over to test something in my shower because now I have another inconvenience in my life. But it's just been non-stop, back to back to back for like a few weeks. So
yeah,
should I even start from the beginning of
everything? So what is happening?
I feel like weird bad things always happen to me. And one of my friends, so I, how like a month and a half ago, I was like at 3 different weddings in a week. And so I ran into one of my old friends, and then something happened that one of the wedding weekends, and she said something. She was like, I feel like weird, crazy, bad things always happen to you, Tiff. And I was like, now that I think about it, yes, you're right. And then what's funny is, so that was a month and a half ago. Last weekend, I saw her when she was down in San Diego and grabbed dinner, and I was like updating her on like the car stuff, and which I'll go into detail. And she's like, like I said, weird, bad things always happen to you, Tiff. And I'm like, I get it. It's not like, and it's never like bad to the point where like someone gets hurt or injured. Thank God. I feel like I'm a unlucky, lucky girl. Does that make sense? But it's always like I'm pretty unlucky where it's like very inconvenient, but I'm not unlucky to the point where, I feel like I'm lucky in a sense where like nobody gets hurt. Everybody's safe and healthy. So basically, let's backtrack a few weeks. One of my friend's weddings, I won't go into super long detail, but basically, I was getting like 4 hours of sleep a day in the Bali for that wedding, then had to fly straight to San Francisco for another friend's wedding, and didn't sleep the night before that wedding because I had a lot to do because I was like in the bridal party. And then right after the wedding, I was like so excited because I really thought I was going to get a lot of hours of sleep that night. I was just so excited to sleep. But when I get back, I'm like hanging out with some of my friends and stuff, and then I hear from another friend that the girl that I was rooming with in the hotel had brought a guy over. But the thing is, she didn't let me know. And basically the whole night she doesn't let me know. I have to find out through other people, and then when I text her about it, she doesn't respond. And eventually it's like 2 a.m. all of us need to go to bed. And I'm just kind of like, I gave her from like 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. like opportunity to say something, to communicate, because this is a little bit inconsiderate and kind of disrespectful. And I was just like, and I'm totally understanding. I'm like, if you hit it off with someone, just like let me know. Be like, hey, I really think I'm like having a great connection. Can I just get like a couple hours to like privately just to like talk to this person or whatever. I'd be like, yeah, go for it. And it's like the bare minimum is like she could have I don't know, put a sock on the door handle or something, like what you do in college. I don't know. But yeah, there's no communication. And then by 2, and you know, I was just like, do I need to make other sleeping arrangements, you know, because I also don't want to just like crash in. But by 2, it's like still not hearing anything. And thank God one of my friends, she's like definitely more brave than I am, grabbed my room key, went upstairs, and just went to go find them like in the room, obviously. And she basically let them know, like, you know, this is very inconsiderate, you know, because I've been waiting to go to bed and stuff. And I guess like even the guy didn't even know that my roommate had a roommate, and he was like, yeah, this is not okay and stuff. So there was like a lot of drama kind of like in that area. And then, you know, I could have just moved past it, but it was like the lies that came afterwards that kind of just like shocked me. But, you know, it wasn't a complete shock because I've heard things and I always just gave it like benefit of the doubt. But, you know, now I guess I'm in a place where it's like I think when you get older, you just don't, like, I'm a very patient person, but I just don't have time to waste anymore. And I cannot waste my time on friends, so-called friends, who like lie. And that was like the big issue here, was like not just the disrespect, but it's like not just the lack of communication, but it was like the lies that she was feeding me, and like I had evidence and proof to like not to basically combat all those lies, you know. And so going forward, I was like, and she, you know, and then we started piecing things together from what other people were like witnessed and have experienced. And then we realized like this entire time, the entire friendship, I've been lied to about other people, other things that she was feeding me that weren't true at all. So I kind of just, you know, asked for space, and that's when she fed me even more lies. And then I had to just, you know, I like sent a text basically being like, you know, this is what really happened. And I was really nice about it, because at the end of the day, like, I do care about my friends, and if you do something wrong, I would like you to know, so going forward, you know, you can work on it or whatever. But it got to the point where she was trying to blame the guy, saying that he like followed her or whatever. And
miscommunication.
Yeah, or it's just like in this society, in this time and age, like, you could really ruin an innocent guy's life by lying, and that's not okay. And then also that discredits women who do maybe experience god awful things, and when they come out, people don't believe them, you know. So it's like you're not doing anybody any favors by doing that. So and like the thing is, it's like when I had first saw her and stuff, like the first thing I asked her was like, are you okay and stuff, you know, just to make sure. And she said she was fine and all these things. And I don't know, it's just everything after she got caught, it just got worse and worse, because she kept lying and digging herself in a deeper hole. And then when I asked for some space, she fed me more lies, trying to blame other people, like not really fully taking accountability. Because at the end of the day, it's like a lot of people got hurt because of her actions and her words. It's not just, you know. And instead of just owning up to and be like, oh yeah, I messed up and like we can move past this, it was like she was trying to push the blame on everybody else except for herself. And then after I did send her like that really long note, basically like, you know, telling her, it's like, it's not at the end of the day, it's not about who you hang out with, I don't care, it's how you handle the situation. You know?
It's like, how can you actually like reflect on what had happened and learn from it. And again, this is also part of like Mercury Retrograde, because it's just like about really reading into things, but it's also just a time where you have to like really like think inwardly about like who you're around, who you are to like other people. And so probably what you all are feeling is that you feel kind of like hurt that someone that you felt like you kind of trusted
just betrayed.
Just not the way you expected things of her.
So I don't know, like, obviously, and like we can dive into it more in a different episode later on, when we maybe talk about like, you know, friendship breakups, or like friendship quitting, or like losing friends, things like that. But yeah, so that was like a whole thing that I had to kind of deal with. And obviously it's something I didn't really want to have to deal with, because I was already exhausted from the 2 weeks of traveling and the weddings and things like that. But, you know, through that process, I think, made stronger friendships with other people who were also kind of hurt in the situation. And they felt validated after seeing what I went through, because it just confirmed that they said, like, I quote from them, they said they finally felt like they weren't crazy.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of people, I think, were kind of hurt in the situation, but we're moving onward and forward.
As you should.
Yeah, and it's like, you know,
yeah, it's kind of like hard when you experience something like that. Like, it's not something that you expected, but then also like it feels like a lot of heightened emotions, which is also kind of happens like in the season. But
yeah, it's very emotional, I think. And like now, yeah, I think I'm at that age where it's just like I don't have the time. And so it's like my friend always says, it's like, yeah, we just don't, our patience, I think, has dwindled a bit as you get older and you don't have the time to deal with BS.
Yeah.
So it's just like when you see these things, it's like big X,
you know? You just have a tolerance for things.
Yeah, and I'm very, you know me, I'm a very gracious person, and I have a high tolerance for people. But I think it's like, and I was willing to like move past this, but it was like the continuous lies over lies, and then trying to guilt trip me with more lies to make me feel like I was the bad person. I was like, I literally didn't do anything. Yeah, I was just like, well, how can a friendship continue if everything that's come out of your mouth has been a lie? And even after I sent that note, and you know, the person like responded right away, which is, but like
did you read it? Yeah. So Tiff sent like this long paragraph, or just not an explanation.
Yeah.
It's like an explanation of like what she and other people had been feeling, but then
like calling out every lie she told.
But then the response was like within the minute, you know, and I don't think it was like a minute. I don't think it was like a minute read.
Yeah.
Because if I was feeling like I was called out, I'd be like stunned, you know.
Yeah, but you would take a couple hours to process and then draft something a little bit more thoughtful and reflective, but it was more like a generic throw under the rug kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, to just like be done with it.
That's actually something
but didn't address anything I said in the message.
Yeah, that's something I did want to like talk about at like another like episode, because there is a way of saying sorry, but people need to learn how to like apologize without just saying like I'm sorry, you know, because if you just say the words but you don't actually mean it, and it's not like, it doesn't like, from the receiving party, it doesn't feel like an actual like apology. So if you're like an active like listener, like in conversation, it would be best like if someone were to like, it obviously doesn't help to be like, or it doesn't feel nice to be called out, but then when those moments do happen, it's not like because people are trying to make you like feel bad. It's just really because they want you to like, they just want understanding from you, and then you have to reciprocate it by understanding what they're telling you and being like that active listener, being like, okay, like I hear you on this and this is how I'm gonna do, or what I'm gonna reflect, or something like actionable. Or even if it's maybe not actionable, it could be like, I hear what you're saying, this is what I feel about it. I think that's more worth an apology, because the person who's hearing you feels like they got an understanding from you. And if you're just saying I'm sorry, it's kind of like, it's unfortunate because it feels like when you say I'm sorry now, it's kind of like more of a dismissive statement.
It does feel dismissive, instead of saying like, you know, I've taken the time to think about what you said. Like, I apologize for X, Y, and Z. Moving forward, this is what I plan on working on, and this is how I'm gonna like, you know, take accountability and be better as a person. Because, you know, at the end of the day, I understand we're all human, we all make mistakes, and you know, I've had my fair share of mistakes as well, but you know, you take the opportunity to like try to be a better person and to grow from it, and nobody's perfect. But yeah, so that was like exhausting. And then basically, I would say a couple weeks after that, basically what I experienced a week long worth, would you say, with the whole car
Oh my
incident?
gosh, this was a story.
Yeah, so basically within a span of a week, I got a new car. My old car tire flew off, and while I was driving, and then my new car got rear-ended. And this
Yeah.
is all within less than a week. So
Yeah, it was literally, because we had met on a weekend because I was helping her film something, and she had just gotten
the new car the day before.
Yeah, and that's what I was helping her film.
Mm-hmm.
And then on her way back to her place from my place, she literally sends me and our friend Travis like a text.
I'm on the freeway.
Yeah, on the freeway.
On
like
the
how
side.
like you were literally like on like one of those hills that are along the
just like
the
on
freeway.
the side where like the bush and stuff are. And
Yeah,
I
like
was
where the dirt is,
waiting
like-
for my dad to come get me. But basically, so my old car is about to turn 20 years old. So, I've been looking to upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
I went to like the Lexus dealership in end of March just to see if there's anything. There wasn't really anything. And then fast forward to June, I get reached out to by the Cerritos Auto Square, which is awesome because, it's like I grew up, like everyone's always talking about Cerritos Auto Square.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to collaborate because they wanted to market their new free concierge service too. And this concierge service is available to anybody who's looking at buying a car at the Cerritos Auto Square. So, what they do is it's pretty awesome. They have someone who takes into consideration like what kind of car you want, your commute, what's your budget, what you're looking for, and then they kind of help line up things for you like test drives, do the paperwork for you. It's pretty awesome. So I got to kind of experience it, and then I kind of documented my experience. And I asked to film with one of the brands. I asked to film with Lexus and Genesis, but with Lexus I actually chose cars that I was kind of interested in possibly purchasing, for myself. And so one of them was like the hybrid version of my old car, just like obviously 20 years newer. But and so I filmed with that one. I really liked it, and I let them know. I was like, hey, maybe I'll come back later in the day after I'm done filming, and I don't know, bring my dad, and we can possibly talk about me upgrading to this car. And they're like, yeah, just like let us know and stuff. So later that afternoon I did go, and I brought my dad, and he test drove it too and was like, yeah, this is an awesome car, and we got a good deal. And like the team there is so awesome. Shout out to Dorina, Elaine, and Javon for helping me. They were so pleasant to work with, and I paid, and I drove off the lot that day with my new car.
Yeah.
And it was really exciting. Fast forward to the next day, like Nina said, I drove to Irvine, but I decided to take my old car. And she runs fine. It was just, obviously when and I've always really, I think I do a good job taking care of the car with the maintenance and things like that. And I love my old car. So driving back from Nina's place, I'm on the freeway back home, and while I'm driving on the freeway, I see in my rear mirror my back tire is flying off and bouncing away on the freeway. And then all of a sudden my car goes da 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 da, and I'm like, oh my god. So I immediately pull over to the side. I get out of the car, and there's no tire left. It's just a silver ring, which is really scary. And I call my dad. He comes. He's changing the tire on the freeway with a spare. And we, take it to the tire shop and get it completely replaced. And, now I took it as a sign like, okay, I think it's time to sell this car. But what's crazy is I was like talking to my dad, and he's like, I've never seen a tire do that before. Because usually it'll like just pop, or it'll be a flat. It'll deflate. But he was like, do you think anyone like
Hit it.
or like just ran a knife through it? I was like, no, there's no way, because I came from Nina's, which is residential.
Yeah, and you would have been you were driving for a bit.
Yeah. And so it's the fact that like I literally saw it bounce off. Like I think I have footage. I'm like standing far away, obviously, because my tire is like on the other side of the freeway now, and I like zooming in, and it looks fully like intact almost.
Yeah.
Crazy work.
You didn't retrieve it.
No, there's no way. I'd have to like run across the freeway onto the other side, like far away. And yeah. So, and then so I spent some time just standing on the freeway, and you know, my dad gave me some good advice to stand near the wall, behind the car, just in case, you know, oncoming traffic on the freeway, people are going really fast and they hit your car, it's gonna go like forward, you know. So he had me stand behind the car towards the wall all the way inwards. So I'm like standing there in my hoodie, like behind a bush, like under the sun, just like waiting. And then, so just sold the car, and then
I'm pretty sure that was like a Saturday, and then the next time we saw each other was on a Wednesday. Yeah, because we went to Disney together,
and then it was nighttime when we like obviously left, and I was coming out of a residential area in Anaheim because that's where I parked at our friend's house. And then I'm at, and you know, OC, it's like plenty of space. It's a weeknight, there's no cars, it's dark. I'm parked at a red light about to turn, and I'm just waiting at the light, and someone rear ends me from behind. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? I literally have had this car for like a few days. It's still brand new, it's not even a week old. And I get out, and I'm literally like looking at the guy. I'm like, did you just hit my car? And he's like, yeah, sorry. And so, but he was really nice. So I'm kind of just glad he wasn't an a-hole.
Yeah, he seemed like he was very communicative.
He was very communicative. He like helped me like feel his hands. He felt like through my car just to make sure there's no dents, nothing. He gave me his like number, driver's license, and then when I got home, when I was driving home, he even texted me. He's like, please let me, because I told him like I'll have my dad check it when I got home, and he was like, yeah, just let me know, like hope you get home safe. And I was like, wow, he's actually like nicer than the guys on the dating app.
Yeah, he sounds very communicative.
He was really nice.
He texted her when she got home.
And then I texted him, I was like, you know, it doesn't seem like anything's wrong, but I'll let you know in the morning when there's daylight. And then he checked in the daylight too. He's like, yeah, just let me know, like my uncle's also a mechanic and stuff. So but I think we're good, thank goodness. There was no damages. I got really lucky. So then again, you know, it's like I'm unlucky but still lucky. But what's crazy is that when I got home that night, I was about to take a shower, but I was like talking to my mom, and then I like felt something itch under my shirt. So I just like went, like I was like literally right here, right under like my neck in my shirt. I was like itching, and then for some reason I flicked out like a huge bug. Like literally this, like a size of a quarter. It's
what
like
kind of
brown.
bug is it?
I don't know. It had like legs. It looked like a brown beetle almost.
But it's dead.
No, it's alive. It flies away, and we're inside my house. You know?
My god! And
I'm just like, what the heck? Has that been sitting in my shirt all day?
And mind you, we were at Disney the entire day. So
I'm just like, what is going on?
And then like the next day we went to the El Pollo Loco thing, and then when I saw her she stepped out of the car, she like immediately like steps on gum.
We're in a parking lot. Like, what are the chances?
Literally, like out of all the parking spaces and all the places that she would step, she stepped on gum that was fresh, or maybe it was like heated because tacky. And so and
then later that day I was like going to every Ralph's location trying to find this product that I'm supposed to film with. Couldn't find it. And then as I was leaving like the grocery store, a bird poops on me, which I guess should be lucky, but it was inconvenient at the time because I'm like driving my new car. I don't have napkins stocked up or anything.
So what did you do? You wore it?
No, I think I found something in my backpack, or
like a tissue,
like a card of some sort, like those advertisement cards, and I just like scraped it off. And then hand sanitizer.
Oh my god!
But I was like,
yikes!
I'm exhausted. It's been a long week.
That's a lot of mishaps. They're all very small. Like you went from bug gum, like it's like all the parts of your body,
all the parts of
like
my
head
body.
to toe, literally.
I'm just so tired. And then when I came home, so that next day I was supposed to film a campaign thing for Kodak, their new sticker camera thing. I like open the box and I'm like trying to charge the camera doesn't charge. It's defective.
Oh no.
So it's another inconvenience. I had to like email.
They said technology is like one of the issues in Mercury Retrograde.
So I was just like, are you kidding me? So now I had to like wait for a label, and then I had to like ship the product back, wait to get a new product. And so I was dealing with that. And then when I was in San Diego last weekend, so I was basically going to be gone for the long weekend. So I'm gone for basically a week. I get a call from my property manager, and they're like, hey, are you home? The unit below you, like their walls are leaking, their showers leaking, something's leaking, and we think it's coming from your apartment unit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm not home, and I'm not going to be home for a week. I'm out of town, but you know, if you have a key, go for it, you know, because if it's urgent, I don't want them to wait for me. And so they're like, okay. And then I think they the following Monday after the 4th of July holiday, they tried using the spare keys. Apparently they had 10 keys for this unit, 10 different keys. Wow. And they said all 10 didn't work.
What?
Yeah, and they're like, have you ever changed the locks? And I was like, no. And so I guess they just never. So now I have to also find them like a spare key to use. But yeah, so yesterday they sent a leak inspector to check, and he's like looking at the shower or whatever. And he's like, yeah, there's a good chance. Like, so basically when I moved into this apartment unit, they didn't do any work between the last tenant and me because we were like,
there was no checkup.
There was no checkup really. They were just like, because we were looking for a place, and I think they were just eager to rent it out. Like so I have like 4 of those stovetop thingies, like 2 of them don't work. I have to use a lighter. Like a lot of like the windows and things are cracked, and the shower was, you know, kind of not in the best shape already. So now the inspector is basically saying like, yeah, there's cracks on your shower, and it's like all connected to the same drain, blah blah blah. I don't quite understand what he's saying, but he's basically saying like there's a good chance like my entire shower needs to be replaced, and because it's connected to the same toilet system or whatever, like I wouldn't be able to use the toilet either.
Yeah. How are you gonna even pee and shower?
Exactly. So now I'm just like, great, love that for me. And he was basically saying how it could take up to a month.
That's a long time.
And I'm like, but they're like, oh yeah, but your property manager, they'll put you up in some other place. And I was like
to stay?
I guess. Well, that's what they were saying. And then today the property manager called me, and I was like asking him about it, and he's like, no, it should take like 2 weeks tops. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And I was like, I'll be out of town in like a month or 2. Can they do it then? And they're like, no, like it needs to be like urgent. So then they are saying there's a vacant apartment in the building. So if I don't mind, I can like use the bathroom there and use the shower there every time. But it's like, imagine me having to like go to a different unit just to use the bathroom or everything. It's a lot of work, you know. So we'll see what happens. But they just sent another tester just now to check to get some samples, I guess. And then we need to figure that out. But that's another pretty big inconvenience for me that I'm dealing with.
That's very unfortunate. Sad for Tit.
I know, it's like of all units, my unit is
I could see how that's really like hard to deal with, because it's like too much things going on, and it's like back to back inconveniences that you don't have time to breathe.
I'm just I don't know, who knows what else. You know how they always say like things come in 3, like bad things come in 3.
I think we're at like 9.
I know, I'm like, things keep happening. I'm like, when am I gonna cash in so like good things are gonna happen for me? But
maybe it's just loading up until after.
And
you
just,
know,
like,
it might
stocking up.
It's like the holiday season like coming up like in a couple months, so maybe that's saving up for all the fun holiday ventures.
We'll see.
I feel like I'm not very like too unlucky.
Yeah, you're pretty lucky.
I'm a pretty lucky girl. Like I feel like I always get things my way.
I feel like you are lucky. I don't know why. I think weird things happen. I mean, remember the time I got punched in the stomach at dinner?
Yeah, that one was a little weird.
And that was also like
Mercury Retrograde.
About like not that long ago.
Yeah,
really. Like a month or 2 ago.
Yeah.
Basically, I was at a restaurant in LA with a friend, and then I had to use the bathroom. Sorry if this is TMI, but I was like, you know, my stomach was hurting because I was on my time of month and stuff, so I was just trying to get to the bathroom, and then I'm trying to get a bathroom, and there's like 2 people blocking that hallway to get to the bathroom, and one's an employee and one's just, you know, a customer. And I guess this customer is trying to argue or fight the employee about something. I don't know. I guess the customer didn't get her way, and the employee was really nice, but the customer, at first her back was to me, but then she turned around so fast, and I think she just didn't happen to see me. Like, I'm pretty sure it's an accident, but she accidentally, I don't know, punches me in the stomach really hard, and I like fold over because it kind of hurt.
Yeah.
And she doesn't say sorry. She just walks off, and the
Did she
employee's
look at
like,
you?
I think so. And then the employee's like, oh my God, are you okay? And I was like, I just need to use the bathroom. And then I like ran to the bathroom because like I was just like already in pain. Like my stomach already hurt, you know? Yeah. And my focus was just like, I just want to get to the bathroom.
The time of the month was like, it's your time of the month.
Yeah. I was just like, dude.
Yeah, that's actually kind of wild. I don't think I've ever been punched. Like,
yeah, in public. And I
Yeah.
was just like appalled because, you know, if it was an accident, I totally get it, you know?
you'd be like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But, like,
just
did
say
you
you're
not
sorry.
feel where your hand
Yeah,
was?
like, because it was a solid punch, and I can take a punch, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know what she was arguing about, but
Yeah.
she stormed off. And yeah, I feel like Mercury is just constantly in retrograde for me.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't get a break.
It's not a happy season. I feel like everyone gets really, like, stressed out. And it's, like, not things that are in your control.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Because it's like, if I could avoid all these things, I would. But
I know, yeah.
it just somehow finds me.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't even know how you would reflect over someone punching you in the stomach.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I'm just living life, and these things always find me, and I guess it makes for a great story. My life should really just be a movie. It's so entertaining for other people
Yeah.
when I have these stories, but I'm just like, why?
Like, when do you think is the last lucky thing that happened to you recently? Loading.
I don't know. Nothing,
Man.
to be
I
honest.
know, we need
But
to bring some luck to you.
yeah, but in a way, I do say I am lucky, because when these unlucky things happen to me, I'm very grateful. Like, at the end of the day, it's like health and safety come first.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that car incident could have been bad. Someone, like,
Yes.
I could have gotten hurt, or my tire could have hit another
yes.
car and they could have gotten hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful at the end of the day that nobody gets hurt. I'm
Yeah.
healthy. I'm safe.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, I consider that very lucky.
Yeah.
And so that's how I try to think of things.
Honestly, I was like, oh, what other lucky thing? And I was like, when you were saying, like, oh, yeah, the car could have, like, the tire could have done something, or it could have been a worse accident. I was, like, thinking about that bug. And I was like, that bug could have been dead. But it flew out
I'm out here saving lives. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, like, that bird got a release.
Lucky bird.
Yeah.
Lucky me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah.
I feel like it's lucky for everyone else, I guess.
You'll be lucky soon. It'll, like, it's
I
just
want to
storing
cash
up.
in, you know? Yeah.
It's just storing
it's
up.
building up for something really good.
Yeah. It's just around the corner.
It's like saving up tickets at Dave & Buster's, and then the more you save, the bigger the prize you can get. Yeah.
And then you realize they don't use the raffle ticket anymore. They only do it
Oh,
as
really?
they add points to the card.
Oh my gosh.
I learned that, like,
so out of
I was like, what the
touch.
heck? They don't use these, like, tickets anymore. But I don't know if that's with all Dave & Buster's. Like, they don't.
Probably is. It probably saves them money that way.
Yeah, I was like, what
too.
the heck?
Because
What
you're
do we
also
do?
paying for the card.
Yes, you
to
are.
reload too.
Yeah.
So they make bank off
I know.
that.
I was like, huh? But it's okay, you know? You're just cashing it in, and then something good will come out.
I really, really hope so.
Yeah. But, you know, like, during these times, too, when, like I was saying earlier, like, when there's, like, a lot of inconveniences, usually, like, something good happens afterwards. And then during, like, this time, you just have to take it as a time of, like, reflection, and then finishing, like, things that you need to do. And then I told you about this at, like, another episode in a different way, but sometimes when things, like, don't work out, it's just
It's like redirection. Almost.
yeah, it's redirection. Yeah. And I was telling her, I was like, because the day where someone rear-ended her, the bird, the bug.
Yeah, Nina was like, "Don't worry, like
it's the universe testing you."
Yes.
Yeah, it's the universe testing you, to try to keep you off track. And sometimes like you can think it doesn't have to be like the universe. Sometimes people think of it as like God like giving you tests or whatever. And I know we've talked on this podcast too about like TIFF being like the strongest soldier when it comes to like dating and stuff. But then usually, like I said, in the more general terms, when things like don't go your way, it's just the way of the world trying to see if you're gonna get swayed. And then and then
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that you told me that too, because I think it shifted it changed my mindset about things, to look at it as like, oh, it's testing me to see how strong I am in situations like this, and it's making me a stronger person too.
Yeah, and not to like tie super much about like religion and like biblical stuff, but sometimes there go a lot of parallels. So sometimes I feel like that's how I think, because I'll think of like the universe and God, they're like the same thing to me. But then sometimes they say like with like the devil and stuff, they like tempt you with things and they get you upset, or like things that you shouldn't be believing. They'll try to like test you, sway you, convince you that you're not good, things are worse. Like they want you to continue feeling like a negative emotion. And so if you think that, if you're not biblical or religious, it's okay. Think about this in the
like
more
if you're
general
spiritual terms. You don't even have to be religious.
Yeah, you don't have to be religious, but what I'm saying is like that's an example of what the universe is saying. Like it's like testing you to see if you will get like if you will change, and if you're gonna keep enduring the
going
negative.
Off of that, I believe that because I feel like it's also like it's testing you to see if you've learned your lesson for certain things, because I think you were telling me too that when it's like Mercury Retrograde, you're saying like people from your past come back. Yeah, and like even this last few weeks Cybertruck, he's come back twice.
Yeah, Cybertruck came back
twice, and so I know I'm being tested to see if I've learned my lesson, because I already gave him a second chance. And so the morning of Karen's wedding, he texts me a funny video, and I don't respond. I turn my read receipts on just so he knows I'm seeing it and I'm choosing not to engage, because if you want to talk, use your words and we can have a real conversation. But and then 2 weeks later he sends me another text of an inside joke, and I'm just like,
you're not funny. And I'm kidding.
I don't know, I just don't engage. I was tempted at first, obviously, but I truly believe the world will continue to test you until you've learned your lesson. And I think old past me would have been like taking the breadcrumb as a sign, like, oh, he's sorry and he wants to make things right. But now that I've learned my lesson, I've already given him a chance, I got hurt again, I'm learning my lesson, like I'm not taking that breadcrumb as anything but a breadcrumb. It doesn't mean anything at the end of the day, and I'm moving forward, and not gonna bite the temptation.
And this is also like a next step too in like the way you're thinking. Not only is it like, or you're testing like the same lessons and stuff, but it's also trying to test you if you're doing like the same patterns and like behaviors. And then from that to, if you start to realize that you have the same like beliefs, you again have the same patterns of thinking, like it could also be a reflection that you try to change the pace of how you're thinking. So like let's say that you're feeling like unlucky, right? So like you're feeling like unlucky, and then you're someone who believes like, it's like things happen, like that's okay, but I'm always going to be an unlucky person. Like sometimes that might be even a next level test for the universe being like, well, did you actually break out the pattern that yes, you can get over something, but you still believe that you're an unlucky person? Does that make sense?
No, I get you.
And so sometimes that's another like that might be another like way of thinking too, because it's like, oh, if you realize that general term, like, okay, I guess I always think that I'm unlucky, like maybe that's a pattern that I need to reflect on, or I stop thinking that way too. And I'm not saying, like, I know you were saying that as a joking way, but that's like an example of like taking it next level. Like, are you actually it's great that you're breaking out of like, or letting something go quickly and not letting it affect you in that current moment. But what's like the grand scheme of things? Like, in the back of your mind, you might be thinking, oh, I'm always unlucky. But then if you keep thinking that way, it's only gonna come into fruition.
Yeah, you're manifesting that.
Yeah. And if you're really not getting over the whole like unlucky part, I'm not just saying it to you, but I'm saying like as an example, like if you're not getting over the idea of you being unlucky, you're gonna keep repeating that in your mind, and that's gonna drop into your subconscious. So if you're in your subconscious that you're constantly thinking that, then how are you gonna like manifest for good things if it's always gonna be in the back of your mind, even if you're not like saying it out loud, or if that's not on the forefront of your mind that you're thinking, it's like still back there. And your job and mission in this universe and lifetime is to kind of like toss those away, or like brush them past. So yeah, they're like, and that's thinking on just the idea of unlucky. It could be something like more general, like let's say that, like, for me, for an example, like wanting to like lose weight, you know, and for like a general topic, if I'm always thinking, oh, like something that I struggle with is like, oh, I'm not very like disciplined. And so sometimes that kind of stays on the back of my mind, where I'm like, yeah, I'm not very good at discipline. Like, that's kind of a negative pattern that you're thinking of. Even if, like, let's say today I'm going to go to the gym, like I'll go to the gym, but still in the back of my mind, I'm like, I went to the gym, but you know, let's see with the rest of the week. I'm not like, I don't know if I'll be disciplined for the rest of the time. But even though that in the action you might see that I was doing it, but in the back of my mind I'm still thinking I'm not disciplined. So sometimes like that's something that you really have to like do the inner work to try to like break free from. But it's a slow process too, and I think just recognizing that step, you really have to think about it.
No, I get where you're coming from. I think the mind is very powerful, and how you perceive things is very powerful. Because I was actually at dinner with my friends yesterday, and one of my friends, he recently did like a hypnosis session at therapy, and I think the therapist was explaining how like your mind is very powerful, and how you think and perceive things, you can it comes into fruition because of how you perceive it. So if you're perceiving something in a negative way, you'll end up acting towards, like, it'll just become negative in your head, right? So you almost have to trick your mind. So if you start tricking your mind into thinking things are positive, then more positive things will happen to you. Even if you kind of like don't believe it. Like, a lot of people like do like mantras and prayer and whatever, and it's just because like the idea and belief is that they keep practicing it, and they keep like doing it and trying to feel it so that they break out of the pattern. Like, you can I feel like there's two steps to like breaking like the pattern. There's like literally like the action that you see on the forefront, but then there's also like the subconscious that you need to like take care of. And sometimes just the forefront isn't enough, but not to say that you won't ever reach that point. It's just that you have to learn to not like to basically outsmart it, but then also try to overwhelm your mind in all the positive, if that makes sense. And that's really hard, and I like, nobody is like easier said than done, obviously.
Like I don't even like feel like I'm very good at
me neither.
But I do feel like that's a mindset shift that aside from like the weight stuff, like other things in my life that I feel like I've tried to, I guess, more so like manifest. That's why I feel like it comes easy. Like, I always feel like I'm a lucky girl, and I always believe that like on the back of my brain. And maybe it's like a little egotistical of me to be like thinking that I'm a lucky girl, but I always get a parking spot. Like, literally, I'm not trying to like boast, but I'm always like, I know I would get it. I don't know about other people, but I know I would get it.
You're manifesting it for yourself. You're putting good things out in the universe, and seeing what happens. I believe it. You have to just in every aspect of life, even when things go to poop. You have to find a way to remain positive, because the more negative you are, the more negative, like, bad things are going to happen to you. And then you're going to be sitting in this pool of negativity, and then you're going to be unhappy. The people around you are going to be unhappy. So as long as you change your mindset, good things will come with it. Like, what you put out is what you receive. So
it's really hard. Like, I could go on and on about this, and it's
even like dating, right?
Oh yeah,
a lot of boys, girls out there, I get it, it's a struggle on both sides. It's really hard. A lot of us are jaded. It's, we feel not so great about it. But you have to change your mindset and still have faith and hope and be optimistic, because that's the only way like good things will find you.
Yeah, honestly, I really feel like I used a lot of manifestation when I was like dating and stuff, because I would always my mindset shifted from like, oh my god, everyone sucks in the dating pool, to more so, my perfect person is right around the corner, and it's like so close, but sometimes people like, the phrasing could be a little bit like different, but I never really felt defeated whenever, obviously I felt sad if something didn't like go well with a relationship, but I would always think, like, there's a perfect person somewhere out for me, and I'm just getting that much closer. And if you think
your person,
if you think that way, I feel like it's a bit more like hopeful. And then I feel like a lot of mentality that people do in dating is like, oh my god, yeah, the dating pool sucks, I'm never gonna find anyone, nobody is right for me, like there's always something wrong with someone. Like, that's not, like, those are patterns that you have to kind of break, because obviously it might be like true that maybe in the pool that you're looking at, it's not really like fitting, you're not finding anyone.
You're not gonna find someone that you've imagined in your head to the T, right? But I think what's great is, like Nina always says, like, you can really have it all. Like, you can find the person that does really have it all in the end. Obviously it's not going to be to the T, but they have all the like main things you're looking for. It's out there. You just have to keep pushing at it, and like be positive and be open-minded to it, because I always say, like, the right person won't pass you by.
Yeah, and the same thing too about like the concept of dating. Like, if you're always like dreading like going on a date, like, oh my god, I have to start a new conversation with someone, oh I gotta start my whole story again, like, obviously it does feel like really tiring, because once you feel rejection so often, it's like
it's exhausting. I'm like, why would I waste my time? But
if you go into like the next date kind of feeling that way, it's like, you're
not setting yourself up for success. It's already going to be a bad date if you go into it like that. So, but I like understand where people come from, because I experience it too, where it's like, it's so exhausting, it's draining, it doesn't get me anywhere. But then you think about like people like you who've had success stories, or I even think on like Remy and Cal, like the YouTubers, right? How they just had their wedding, and Alicia in her speech basically like said, I think Remy, her first date with Cal almost didn't happen because Remy was so exhausted by the dating apps and wasn't looking forward to it. And then Alicia's like, no, you have to go. And thank goodness Remy did, because she ended up finding her person,
Yes. Yeah, it always comes like on unexpected times too. And also too, when you're like really stressed about an idea, like, oh my god, like, I don't, like, for an example, like what she probably could have been feeling at the time, I was saying that I would know, but she could have been feeling like too stressed, like, oh, this is the only like this is the only person I'm connected to, or like in a while, right? Like, this is my only option, or like, oh, I'm about to go on a blind date and I have to go because it's only for like it's for my own good. Like, that's also not a good positive way of thinking, because you're not like excited about it, like you're not approaching it as like fun, you're more so like dwelling the idea like, oh my god, this is my last chance, or this is my only hope. And that's also kind of a negative feeling, because you're not being faithful to the process.
Yeah, no, I get it. You go into something with open arms and open mind and positive vibes, and I'm not saying you're gonna find your person immediately that way, but you're gonna find something better than if you were to go in with negative mindset.
Yeah.
Jaded vibes.
Yeah,
you know?
jaded vibes doesn't really get you anywhere except go back to you.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it sucks though. Like, I get it. I'm jaded all the time, burnt out. I mean, that's why I've taken a long break from the dating apps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's okay. I feel
yeah.
like sometimes it's like a time to like
reset.
Yeah, reset and like approach it differently. And then like also like Mercury retrograde, like I forgot to mention this, but like what kind of inconveniences that might happen. Like I know I already talked about like technology, communication, or just
People
like
coming back.
Yeah, people coming back. But then things that are like small inconveniences, it could be like you're like running into traffic and then you're like, why is there traffic now? Well, think about it this way, like that added 15 minutes of traffic might be saving you from something coming too early in 15 minutes.
There's a term for it.
Right place, wrong time? Oh wait, actually that's not right.
Burnt toast. Is it burnt toast theory? Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, what is that?
Let me look. You might have to look it up. I don't have my phone on me.
Like burnt toast?
I could be wrong, but it's basically, it's what you basically said. It's like something inconvenient or something happens, but it's preventing like something worse from happening.
The burnt toast theory is a metaphorical coping mechanism that suggests minor setbacks can lead to positive outcomes. It's based on the idea that burning toast in the morning might cause delays that prevent you from being somewhere dangerous later.
Yeah, it's like that lady who missed her flight recently, that airplane crash, right? For the Indian one, she missed her flight.
Mm-hmm.
Burnt toast theory. She missed the flight that ended up killing everyone except for the guy on seat 11A.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's like an example of like when something happens, just try to think in the moment. It might feel frustrating, but it's like something out there is like protecting you. Like obviously like the universe isn't trying to like set you up for failure, but they're definitely trying to make you like a strong soldier like out of it, where you're not swayed, you're not like you're not swayed, but you're more confident. But other things too is like you know how when you get like a gut feeling and something's like bad, that's Mercury retrograde is actually a time where if you're feeling like, oh, I don't know if my gut's telling me no, then you have to like believe it, because that is also like the way the universe is trying to like signal to you like to just go with your intuition more than maybe what you think is going to be good, because you might be like blinded to whatever like the universe has in store. But also like during this time too, like I know there's a lot of like setbacks, but things that you could do is like you just need to be like reassured. And so sometimes people say like you need to like, if you're buying something technologic, you should like buy insurance for it or something, or like get a warranty or whatever. And if let's say that you're like forgetting if you want to note something down, you should write it down. Or if you're thinking about something, you should write it down because you might forget it later. Yeah. So those are like some things that they are saying, because you're trying to you're saving yourself like for later, but you can also do things that are proactive to help you like save face. I don't know if that's the right term. Save face is more for like
your reputation.
Gossip. Yeah. But it's just more like
save you at the end of the day.
Yeah. But yeah, Mercury retrograde, it's like time for you to like reflect, and then like just make sure that you're adaptable is like the lesson out of everything. It's just a test.
At the end of the day, life is one big test.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess, I don't know, life is one big scam, to be honest. But
yes.
It's just one big test, and we're all just going through the ebbs and flows, trying to pass each level of it's like a video game.
Yep. Yeah. And that's okay. Just use this time to like finish what you need to be like doing. Like don't start anything new is also something that you do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like technically I've heard like mixed things, that you should not try to manifest things, but it's okay to like reflect on goals that you have and future plans. But you should maybe take it more as like, oh, you're finishing plans, or you're like wrapping up things, or like
so that you can, once retrograde is over, you can start fresh and start with like a new perspective or mindset maybe going forward. Okay.
Yeah, serve it as like cleaning up versus like oh my god, everything is going to crap,
Yeah.
But don't use it as like, oh, this is the time I'm gonna start doing things. Because also, if you think about it, like if you're so stressed out during Mercury retrograde, do you really think that's a good mindset to be manifesting?
No, it's also not a good mindset to be starting something new.
Yeah, you're going in like high, like anxiety, stress, overwhelmed, and
like take care of your mess that you have right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maintain that, and then you can start something new and fresh going forward.
Yeah.
Once you've taken care of your business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I get it.
Facts.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, I don't even know when Mercury retrograde is done. Let me look it up for everyone before
for
they.
me, it's like clear. It feels like my entire life is Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time where there was Mercury retrograde for a really long time.
I think for me, I've just accepted that it's so common in my life. I'm kind of unfazed. It's almost like humorous to me now. So many crazy things always happen to me. But I guess it makes for great stories for you guys. So let me know if there's any other things you want to hear from us, or if you want more stories. I know people always get a crack out of these stories. So.
Yeah, Mercury retrograde is supposed to be ending soon. But just forewarning, there is going to be another Mercury retrograde in November. So, like,
mentally prepared.
Maybe that's why Thanksgiving is during that time. So you should be thankful.
Gratitually.
Yes, our favorite Amaya Papaya has said it. Yeah. But hopefully, like, you guys don't feel discouraged when like Mercury retrograde is around the corner.
Don't feel discouraged. Look at my life. If anything, I hope that makes you feel better about your life.
The good things are coming your way. Good things are coming your way. Yeah.
Stay positive.
Yeah, I mean, we have good things coming up too. Like, we're gonna go to Greece like in a month from now.
Yeah,
soon. When it's like,
good things are coming.
Yeah, I hope that we have more like things that like good things come when you're like not expecting it. So like, you just have to be patient with it all.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know like in the comments below what you're going through, what you're feeling. And if you're someone who like is kind of stuck with like feeling the same patterns and negative thinking, like let us know too. Cause I feel like I know, and you could probably also know how to unset whatever mindset that you're doing, because sometimes like when you're repeating like the negative stuff in your head, it can be hard to like even
pull yourself out
or even like see it. So like if you want like a better understanding of like how to unthink about something, let us know in the comments, and then hopefully we can help you like unthink of it. Like for example, what we were saying about TIFF, like the idea about her being like unlucky all the time. How do you unthink that? Or if you're someone who's trying to lose weight, how do you unthink that? Or like, I hate work, how do you unthink that? So there's a lot of ways that if you like speak it out loud too, you might even realize it yourself. So yeah, and maybe we should go into a more deep dive on like manifestation at another time, because I feel like that's a whole conversation that we can keep doing. But this is Mercury retrograde season, and we're just trying to survive.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, either way, you know where to find us. We release episodes every Tuesday on YouTube and Spotify. We have Instagram and TikTok, which you can find small clips and stuff of our like podcasts, and our username is at justonebitepod. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below, and hopefully we'll get to it soon.
Have a great day.
Yeah. That's best wishes. Best wishes, and hopefully you survive Mercury retrograde
and
this
we'll
season.
See you next time.
Bye.